Hi, I'm Cheryl, and this is my husband, Tim.
And this is Vieth Valley Farms Sugar Shack and our sugar bush where we tap trees to make maple syrup. I really can't put a finger on how I got started. It's something that just developed over time. I know the interest I got came from one day. It's not like I just woke up saying I want to make maple syrup, but it kind of did happen that way because I had a large family, 4 children, trying to feed them, and we had pancakes, but we didn't have enough syrup for everybody. My family being from up north, I knew that there was techniques of making it, and my wife's family, her grandma had done sugar making. So between the two of us, we thought we'd go try to tap some maples. And basically that's it. I put a tap in. That's all you have to do is put a tap in and you'll get started. I didn't make syrup that day or even that year. I made ash, brown tar, and then black or brown sweet water, and it's taken me a while to make syrup. But about 10 years later, I've probably been making good quality syrup for the last 3 or 4 years. And but basically, I don't want to discourage anybody because it is a lot of work, but it's a lot of rewards. It was something I could do with my family, my kids. They did like going out tapping the trees, and they of course liked the syrup. But yeah, I think I got started into it just because I've always been somebody who tries to do things that are nature related. I like the outdoors. There's not much to do in January and February, otherwise I'd just be sitting on the couch, so it got me outside. So last year was the first year that we really went public with our maple syrup and sold it to people who were friends of people who liked our Facebook page. And prior to that, I was really just making it for people who enjoyed coming over, enjoyed watching me tap trees, and my family. And it really just keeps growing every year. I ship to 7 states. Last year I shipped to 7 states and basically sold out in 1 hour. I made 9 gallons total last year. I gave away about half of that to people who helped build my shack and things like that. People would come out and help me check my tap lines, which I had about 30 buckets last year spread out through the woods. I gave them a bottle of syrup, you know. But I sold the rest, and I bottled 100 bottles right away to put out to the public, and that's what sold in 1 hour. I can show you, I have these taps up there, and this tap would go into this lid, let's say. It actually fits nice and snug in here, so don't get no bugs or anything in there. The lid would go on one of these buckets, it would sit on the ground, and the tap would go into the tree. But that's basically how I do the buckets. The reason I have buckets is because I can't get it all on gravity feed lines, because there's maples downhill too, but the majority of my trees are going to be on gravity feed lines in the future. We've got about 30 trees or so that I have to put on buckets, maybe more than that, but so I can see my water level, sap level. That's why I put the light back there. Especially at nighttime, it'll get 200 degrees in here right above that wood until the steam starts coming, and then it starts cooling down. Of course, you don't boil in the summer though. Cozy in here in the winter. I turn this on. I'm gonna let that flow into here, and then when this is full, I normally can start boiling because I'll have these buckets out as well. So I can control each of these jets individually or simultaneously here, which I turn them all the way up. And they'll get a bright blue down there. It don't take long for this to boil. And I will have a heater underneath here to pre-warm the general area. And then this copper pipe's designed to catch the extra energy from the steam. And you can already start to feel the heat. I mean, you won't want to hold your hand here very long in a few minutes. But it's to preheat it so I'm not putting 34 degree sap into 212 degree water. Takes about 30 minutes though for it to actually boil. Well, so sap's 98% water. The only difference between boiling water and boiling sap is with the sap you're going to get syrup. With water you're going to get a bunch of calcium and minerals. I have to wipe that pan. It looks like baking soda in the bottom of the pan because of all the calcium and minerals. Now you can see it's boiling. Do it between 180 and 185. Once you see it starts boiling right there, that's going to be, that's our clue. This is how you know it's syrup. See how it comes off there in big sheets? It's just real clingy. Syrup is at 219. That's a real good indication that it's syrup. Normally my wife helps me do this. Do that so it gets around the lid.
And what do you call this?
Shrink wrap. It just puts a permanent seal on there, tamper-proof, invisible. I believe that Missouri syrup, because of our limestone, we're 90% limestone, I think our syrup tastes the best. My opinion. Cut.